Gamers, we need to have a talk. Don't worry, there aren't any birds or bees in it, but if you don't listen up, I'm prepared to release several birds and an absurd amount of bees into your room. Don't check under your chairs yet. We have been slacking. I don't think that's news to anybody. Did you know that gamers make up more of the human population than vowels make up the word audio? And with that number advantage, we have still been marginalized and minimalized in society's eyes. Why is that? I don't think people are afraid of gamers anymore. In the 80s, when we kept our gaming tabletop, people were afraid that the Antichrist was going to show up to Dungeons & Dragons night. Fast forward to the 90s, and video games were tearing this nation apart brick by brick. Mario is eating the mushroom. Drugs? Sonic is wagging his finger. Indecent exposure. And the less said about Gex, the better.
Oh yeah, it's tail time.
Disgusting. The gamer stood proud, spine at a dominant 10-degree angle for no reason in particular, world at his fingertips. But that was in the past, and you know who else is in the past? And when was the last time you heard the surname Flintstone? Gamer used to be something we were proud to put at the top of our resume, and now you can't even call yourself one without a million qualifiers. You've heard a lot of squawking, but not enough talking about how we're gonna fix this. Once again, it's up to me to figure out how to right this wrong, right this ship, and write the history books, which are written by the victors. We can take back our place in the world with one simple trick. We're gonna get big. What do I mean? We're gonna keep everything else about gaming the exact same. We're gonna wear the state-issued outfits, we're gonna drink, I think this is piss, and we're still gonna whine like babies when Gino doesn't get into Smash, but with one major difference: we're gonna look swollen while doing it. Right now, the average gamer looks like somebody balanced a gumdrop on a piece of dental floss. By the end of my plan, we're gonna look like we're smuggling hams up our shirts. Alright boys, here's the plan. Step 1, we're gonna do some light aerobic boxing to get ourselves up and moving. Step 2, I haven't figured out a step 2 yet, but when I do, we're gonna have something. This is what people were asking for, right? Let me just sift through a few here. No. No. Here it is! Look, my most requested topic! Fitness, boxing, Fist of the North Star. Two great flavors together at last! The latest edition of the Fitness Boxing series decided to get into targeted advertising, trying to make a game that only I would buy. What a bizarre combination, taking a no-frills sports title and mixing it with the ultra-bloody style of Fist of the North Star. I can't say it didn't turn my head, but maybe not for the reasons they were hoping. Cast your minds back to the September 13th, 2022 Nintendo Direct. Most well known for the 40-minute farming game intro to saying the name of the next Zelda game, nestled in there was a moment that made my heart stop. Ah, cool, this game looks like Fist of the North Star. Oh my god, this game is Fist of the North Star! Oh my god, this is Fist of the North Star! We're getting Lost Paradise! We're getting a new Ken's Rage game! What? This was my one thing I'm ever gonna get. Fist of the North Star in a Nintendo Direct, and it was for a game I knew I wasn't gonna play. People change. Fist of the North Star is my favorite anime, and seeing Kenshiro walk up made me hopeful that that no-good bum Sakurai was finally getting off his keister for one more Smash character. But no, it was for the third game in the Fitness Boxing series. I'd always known about these games, hearing people say it was a great tool for getting fit and a big deal in Japan, but why Fist of the North Star? Well, the connection goes a lot deeper than you think. Fist of the North Star began its run in Shonen Jump on September 13th, 1983. If that date sounds familiar, that's because the Nintendo Direct was released on the 39th anniversary of Fist of the North Star. Being a series that blazed trails like this one did, it's obvious that they'd want something big to reveal for the anniversary. But at the same time, Fist of the North Star is not the first series I'd think of when you bring up sports, let alone fitness. They make enough sports anime in a year to suffocate a rhino, and they landed on the one where people's heads explode. So the fateful day of March 2nd, which doesn't mean jack shit to Fist of the North Star fans, finally rolls around, and I decide to pick up the game. Can't hurt to put a little stock in myself and get fit. I have realistic expectations. I just want to get so buff I can't fit through doors anymore. I'm gonna have to be the biggest guy on YouTube one way or the other. So the plot is that instead of the post-apocalypse being obsessed with face paint and football gear, people just want to get in really, really good shape. Kenshiro has taken us under his beefy wing and is going to teach us how to get fit. And if we happen to kill every major enemy in his life on the way there, what's the problem? You start out with the whole suite available to you. You can go for a daily workout, get in some independent exercise, go for battle mode, or polish up with practice mode. Now, independent workouts are simple, letting you tackle any workout you want, whether you want to get more comfortable with it or just want to do a single part of a larger routine. You don't need practice mode explained to you. The two modes you're going to be spending most of your time on are daily routine and battle mode. Daily routine is the mode that you pick when you want to pretend that the fitness boxing part is the reason you picked up the game. You enter some information about what you want the workout to do for you, and then you pick how intense you want the workout to be. Oh, but it doesn't really matter, because all three are gonna put you through your paces. This isn't some Wii Sports nonsense where you say, oh, I'm gonna get into shape, and then you play a round of bowling every week. No, this is an actual workout. The routine takes you through a set amount of workouts of varying lengths, usually 3 to 5 minutes for the short ones, 6 to 9 minutes of the average ones, and 10 to 12 minutes for the intense ones. You'll be practicing hooks, uppercuts, jabs, and straights for the most part. Just throw the right punch at the right time and you'll do fine. The trick comes when your body wants to give up on you. Yeah, not gonna lie, this game is exhausting. I've been playing Sonic games for years to prepare for the gym and somehow it hasn't worked. You're gonna be sweating and wiped out by the time you finish the most intense workouts, which usually last for about an hour before you get a break. Now, some people probably scoff at hearing I was tired after an hour-long workout and burning 700 calories. I mean, come on, that's nothing! Are we forgetting that I only started exercising because an anime character told me to? Swinging along with Kenshiro and his friends is a tall ask, especially when combos start getting strung together with more and more punches. Then comes the matter of actually getting the punches right. The game does a pretty good job at checking you're doing the punches right. Throwing an uppercut when you're supposed to throw a jab doesn't end well, but sometimes it can be a bit finicky. Every now and again, especially early on into the game, it felt like it refused to read hooks properly. I'd put my body into it, use my back, swing my hips, but the game just wouldn't read the input. It was the controller, not me! The game also does a great job at naturally teaching you the fundamentals of boxing exercise, like punishing you for leaving your fists hanging in the air and bouncing back and forth to keep on rhythm. There are additional steps to the workout that come later, like ducking and weaving, but those can be turned off in the options if that's not part of the workout you want. When starting and ending a session, Kenshiro leads you through a quick stretch, which I'll point out is not available in the demo version. When you buy this game, you're really just buying the right to not be in crippling pain after a workout. Once you finish things up, you mark the end of your exercise with a fresh murder and get a stamp for completing the exercise. You have a little counter on the main menu to tell you how many days you've done in a row to keep you motivated. You don't get anything extra for doing more exercises in a row, but Kenshiro does tell you you're doing a good job, and I trust him. Some days you'll feel like going for the full hour, other days you'll regret going for the full hour. There's no shame in going light some days if you don't feel like exercising that hard. All that matters is the effort. As long as you keep up a healthy routine for your workouts, you'll do great. But I worked real hard to get these gains, and now I gotta do something with them. I can't fight people in the real world because I'll probably just fart and fall over, so I gotta go to the digital world to show off. Battle mode is the only thing not making this an incredibly confused reskin of Fitness Boxing 2. And instead of sweating for the sake of sweating, you're fighting through waves and waves of goons on your way to a boss, stealing all their milk in the process. Depending on the intensity you pick, you only have so much time to pummel your way through a set amount of grunts, but tragically for the part of me that wants this to end, you have to keep going well after you've met your goal. Whereas the daily routine can feel formulaic sometimes, with you always having to do the same combo twice, once in Orthodox and once in Southpaw, battle mode keeps you guessing by constantly switching what's required. Not to mention, this mode lets you tap into the innate hurting people is fun part of the brain. Of course, you aren't just tearing through schmucks in face paint, you also have to throw down with people wearing all their clothes in boss battles. Here you have to go through 4 workouts back to back, making sure not to miss too many or else the boss will get a chance to hit back. Both you and the boss have health bars that deplete the longer the fight goes on. Now, the boss can't be beaten until the time limit expires, but you can die at any time, and this is all while your real-life health bar is also depleting. Also, quick note on the end of boss fight 100 Fist Rush, when Kenshiro does it, he looks awesome. When you do it, you look f***ing ridiculous. Also, for a game that's been trying to teach you how to punch properly, at the end they just say, fuck it, do whatever you want. It's also here we get to talk about the only other thing not making this a $50 facelift of a 3-year-old game. The graphics. Obviously, the cozy and basic look of the other entries has been thrown out for tight leather and poppin' pecs. The character models look nice and all, but I've been looking at these two pictures and trying to figure out which one comes from a mobile game and which one comes from a console game. Surprise, they're both a console game. Even though they're reused from Legends Revived, they're still nicely detailed for the console upgrade and come with tons of unique costumes. I love Ray's outfit, where not only is he dying, but he also bought a shirt that says, "I love my sister." Been looking around Kohl's for this one, wonder when they'll have it in stock. There's plenty of backgrounds to punch through, a good selection of different teachers, but it's a little weird they didn't go through the extra effort to make Shin and Jaggy teachers like the rest. Oh, are they too evil to lead a workout? Sauser has children's graveyards named after him. He doesn't need food, he just needs to know that children didn't get food. Oh, but don't worry, he's remembered fondly because one time he was sad. Look at this shitbird, he knows he shouldn't be there and he loves it. There is one area where this game completely fails, and that's the audio. First off is the music. This game advertised that it would have music from the original series, including Bring Back the Love, Tough Boy, and Silent Survivor. Okay, what about the rest? It was either add Kill the Fight or teach you how to punch. We made our choice, now live with it. There are only 4 songs from the original anime, and of them, they've been remixed to mixed results. Silent Survivor is the only song that sounds decent after its remix. Well, the boat crash was pretty horrible for all of us, but I still think I'm the prettiest. I was really excited to sweat it out to some Tough Boy, but when I listen to this song, I don't really want to exercise, I just want to sit in a bathtub fully clothed. Now, the remixes I at least understand. You have to stay on rhythm while boxing, but for a series as well known for its music as this one, it's a massive letdown. And then there's the voice acting. It's just so good. So for well-meaning but stupid people who buy this game for the exercise part and not the North Star part, you're gonna need someone who can get across those workouts more than you need a professional voice actor. But maybe we could bump professional voice actor down to recreational or hobby. The voice acting in this game is shockingly bad. Lines are delivered in such awkward ways, character voices are clunky and unfitting, it's an active detriment to wanting to play through battle mode. Lin has an accent ranging from Austrian to Australian, Kenshiro has the same voice for burying a loved one that he does for booking dentist appointments, and Toki. Poor sweet Toki.
Full power, go! Ready, stand. There's no match for you, but stay focused. There is no such thing as a bloodless fight. Increase your spirit and face hit.
I haven't heard some of the characters yet, like Sauser and Rao, but I can assume they're dreadfully bad. I normally don't care too much about localization, but when it's for a thing that I like, okay, now we got an issue. I feel like if the localization team didn't necessarily care about Fist of the North Star, they certainly didn't understand it. The voices being incredibly off are one thing, but there are other minor snags along the way, like move names being really weird. We have settled on 100 Fist Rush or 100 Crack Fist. 100 Blows Rushing Fist isn't a move name, it's a run-on sentence. Overall, I still enjoy the Fist of the North Star flavor, it's the reason I bought the game, but it's more than a little artificial. If those voices do get too grating, though, you can always just switch it back to Ken's home language. French.
Il m'a dit qu'il regrettait de ne pas avoir pu libérer votre frère. Il m'a dit beaucoup d'autres choses, mais malheureusement j'ai oublié.
Je vais te tailler la tête en rondelles comme un salami. Je le sais. Alors, qu'est-ce qui arrive? Tu voulais me montrer ta botte secrète, idiot, et maintenant tu parles de salami.
Décidément, les temps comme les œufs sont durs.
I may have my complaints, but that's just because I'm a fucking idiot that was tricked into buying an anime exercise game. Well, I did buy this game because, yes, it does have Rao in it. I stuck around because it's a fun and engaging workout that I can already feel the effects of. It's influenced my diet and habits for the better, and for that, I'm thankful I got it. Also, that I'm sticking with it. Just because the video ends doesn't mean I'm gonna stop trying to improve. All right, you've waited long enough. Here we go. Who is the biggest boxing cheater in fitness boxing? Fist of the North Star. Jaggy.